Welcome to Let's Talk About It with Patricia Sullivan,
And Dawn Williams.
managing brokers with eXp Realty Florida, where the pros go to grow.
Oh, Patricia, fresh off of EXPCon, and I have a good did you know that EXP is going as of December 6th to provide every single EXP agent with Canva Pro. You don't have to pay for a subscription anymore. I can get rid of my subscription. You can get rid of your subscription. Canva Pro for free, and it's included in your monthly fee with the XP. I mean, this company, when does it stop? It's
So hold on.
amazing what they're doing for us.
So hold on. You're telling me that Canva Pro is free for all eXp Realty agents?
As of December 6th. I
Amazing.
mean, it's crazy.
I know. Is that just in US or is that all over?
Globally.
Globally. That's
I
amazing.
think. I'm pretty sure, but everybody, I'm pretty
It
sure.
is. I was
How much
asking because I
do
know.
they? I don't know. I
No,
don't, we'll
no,
see.
they do.
But it's
They do. They
definitely in the
do.
US and Canada.
Yeah.
Definitely that.
It
So
is international. In fact, however, I just wanted to remind everyone that that's why the pros go to grow at eXp Realty. So super excited.
yeah, Canva's an amazing tool. And I mean, I've had it for a couple years and I pay that subscription. I don't have to anymore. And that really makes me happy. So I mean, and it just never stops. They just keep on. There's more cool stuff from EXCom. We'll share those as we go along. But there's some really good things they're doing for us. This company rocks. Rocks. What are we talking about today?
So today, we are going to be talking about buyer broker agreements. I
Well, let's talk about it. I'm ready to talk about it. Ay, ay, ay. Let's go.
Yeah, so I think that, a lot of the things that we hear about in the broker room and during our phone calls with our agents are just a lot of questions about buyer broker agreements. And it's we have so much experience with all the different types of questions. So let's break it down. What are
Yeah.
you finding, Dawn, is the most common question or for buyer broker
I
agreements?
think the biggest challenge and obstacle that I'm seeing is agents still don't, it's still not like resonating. I had one yesterday that said, oh, well, the broker's not paying us. The seller's going to pay the buyer broker or they're, and so do I still need it? Yeah. Do you want to get paid? Yeah, you still need it. And I think we need to just like, let's back it up a little bit too. Some agents still don't even understand what forms to use. So I want to say this. And below in the comments of this video, I will be sure we will put the EXP forms. There are two forms that EXP created. One is a single showing agreement. So if you're just going to go show these people one house or with one builder, one specific thing, you can use that single showing agreement, buyer broker agreement. But if you're going to be showing them multiple properties and things like that until they find what they need, then you use the other. But that one then compels you to also get a transactional broker disclosure signed as well, your agency agreement with them. So that one makes you get another form. Does the single showing make you get another form too? Do both of those compel you to have to do that?
You know what? I don't know. I have to look at the showing agreement.
Either way, we'll put the transaction broker form in here. We'll put the single showing agreement and we'll put the regular multi showing agreement. And if you read it, it's going to tell you what you need to do. But we want you to, in those forms, if you can't get them for some reason out of the comments below, they are in SkySlope forms. But Patricia, the biggest thing of all that I think people are having trouble getting is when do they sign that form, Patricia? When do they get that form signed?
I love this. So you get this form signed when you begin the relationship, but definitely before you open that door, before you enter that community,
100%.
before you share on a Zoom call the new home builder project.
Before
When,
you walk through the house doing a virtual tour.
when? When
Before,
be,
before, before. The sooner you get it done in the relationship, the safer you are. It must be done.
yeah,
I don't want
and
to seem harsh.
I want to ask why. Because why? Why does that matter? For 100 years, we didn't do that. And when I say we, I don't include myself because I actually always did a buyer broker agreement before
Right.
it
And
was.
I didn't. We are both very experienced
Yeah.
agents and brokers. You've always done it. I never did it.
Well,
I'm
I
so
did
glad
it.
I'm not out there selling now because I'd be like, ugh.
Oh, really? No, I did it because I did not even want to spend 1 minute with you if you didn't know the rules of the game before we
Mhm.
started to play, which is another, I want to explain why it's important to establish these rules of engagement before you start working together, because there is something that the Department of Justice has said could apply if you don't get this form signed prior to beginning a conversation or turning the doorknob or doing business. And it is called inducement of fraud. And it is such such a powerful statement. And I would be just mortified if somebody accused
Accused
me
you of that. Mhm.
of inducement of fraud. And so I think it's really important that people understand that when we say that this is a requirement, it's not because we want to be difficult.
And it's
It's
not just EXP, it's the new rule for all real estate agents. This is the rule. People go, oh, EXP is making it hard. Oh, no. You go somewhere else. They're going to tell you to do the same thing. This is required.
Let me really quick read to you what inducement of fraud means. Fraudulent inducement is a type of fraud that occurs when a party tricks another party into signing a contract by using misrepresentations or false statements. The injured party can seek damages or terminate the contract. So imagine yourself closing on a transaction
Mhm.
and the buyer talks to their neighbor who happens to be a real estate attorney, and something happened in the transaction they're not really happy about. And now this attorney's like, did you sign an agreement? You say yes. Right before I closed, I signed a buyer agreement. Immediately that attorney's going to say, wait, what? Because the rules of engagement must be clearly defined prior to
Prior.
starting the relationship. Um, of course, a buyer is desperate to purchase their property. They're going to sign whatever you ask them to most of the time because you're the professional and you're guiding them. But the moment that something goes wrong, they're going to look for someone to blame, and it's going to be you
Absolutely.
and if you didn't
Okay.
set the
Let me
rules
give
of
you a
engagement.
scenario. Let me give you a scenario though. We know it's important. We know we have to ask for it. What happens when the buyer says, "Oh, I can't sign that. I don't have 3% of $300. That'd be nice. I don't have that money, Patricia. I can't do that." What do you do?
Yeah. So I think that you educate, right? And you tell them, number one, if you're doing it before,
You have to do it before.
you have to do it before. You have to do it before. Because if you do it after and they don't sign it, tell them, Dawn, how much they're going to get paid. That's not a heart.
Not, it's not hard. That's a zero, zero. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's a zero.
It is a zero.
None.
If you
Zip.
don't have a buyer broker agreement executed with the party prior to opening the door or showing the community or engaging into a business relationship with them, you will, and they won't sign it ever at all, you will not get compensation. So your
How do you
question is,
overcome that?
what
Yeah.
if they say, oh, I don't have right? I don't have three apples or two apples or one banana or whatever to give you. I just want to buy a house, but I don't have much money, which is not an uncommon way to purchase a home.
Right.
What we like to tell agents is, aren't you the professional and the best negotiator to help your buyer find a way to afford a property? Well, that individual buyer is going to have to work with a seller that is willing to provide credits for the expenses of the buyer. And they'll need to probably get some closing cost credit, prepaid credits, lender credits to reduce their mortgage interest rate. And if you are able to find a seller that's willing to provide a direct compensation to the buyer's broker being an EXP agent,
Mm-hmm.
then your buyer can purchase the home. And that's where your buyer consultation has to be
Exactly.
super tight.
And you instill trust and you say, this is what I'm going to get done. And ultimately, if I am not good enough, or I am not, no, I wouldn't say that, if I am not successful in
Yeah.
negotiating this deal where this seller is going to pay this obligation that you and I have come up with, then guess what? You don't buy that house. You're not obligated to do it. We keep going until you find you the person, the deal that fits you.
Yeah. It's
But that
important.
all happens in that initial buyer consultation, and you're showing your worth and your value. And we don't want to, we're not, there are so many little details and nuances and things to this, and we want to welcome you guys to come into the broker room. We are there every day, Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. There are two of the 13 of us sitting there waiting, and we can't wait to talk about the buyer broker agreement. We love to talk about it. We love to help you with it. And if for some reason you can't do that, shoot us an email to fl.broker@exprealty.net. Third case scenario, call us on the broker hotline. An ECC person will get your call to us. But the best, fastest, quickest way is exp.world/Florida broker room. And as I said, we will talk more about this in another session. We're trying to keep these short and concise because we know how important your time is. Patricia, it's been awesome. All
Bye,
right,
everyone.
we'll see you guys.
The broker room.
Broker room.